Welcome to my channel. I'm Karina and I'm here to help you discover how to use free and very simple tools to manage your business. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to manage your finance, business and personal using the simple free tool, Google Sheets. Let's get into it. This is a copy of the type of sheet I use to manage my own business and personal finance. So there are 4 different tables. One is the bank statement. One is the bank purchase. Next is sales. And the other one is personal expenses. And for all of them, I'm going to show you exactly how I use them, the formulas that are included. And do not worry if you don't know how to create it from scratch, because in the description of this video, you can find a template, the link to this template exactly, and you can make a copy for yourself that you can use at home. So what you can do right now is just look how I use it. So when you have your own copy, you can use it the way I do. So we always have to start with the bank statement. It is a copy of your bank statement. So what I do is every month, I copy my bank statement here. Because this is the beginning of the year, I put a starting balance. I put a random number, which is 250, but it can be any kind of starting balance, can be more, can be less. It was just to have a number to start with. Then let's say the first thing that I spent my money on was the phone bill on the 10th of January. So I put 10th of January phone bill. It is money out 45. So I'm just going to give you some examples of spendings and payment receipt that you can get. So you can see how the sheet works, and I'm going to show you every detail. So let's say I have, for example, a payment for a tool I use for my social media. Let's say it happened, this one, on the 13th of February 2023. And let's put it called Tailwind. And I pay around 25 for it. So market, I pay in euros because I am located in Europe. But of course, there's no currency in this page. So it doesn't matter if it's euros, dollars, Swiss francs, or even rupee. What matters is that, as you can see, I put money out 25, and here automatically, because of the formula that is there, the balance is updated. So it looks exactly like a bank statement in the sense that after each spending, you can see here the balance is updated. So we have the starting balance here, and the first formula is here that is going to take the balance and is going to add any money in or deduce any money out, and you will find the balance here. So I only had to write it down once, and then I dragged it down. So I have the whole thing, and the total is also visible here. And as you can see here, you have money out 45 and 25, and you have the total here. It's simply taking all the cells, all the amount in those cells, and making a sum of them. And here it's the same for money in, but we didn't put any money in yet. So it's not showing. So let's do it, shall we? Let's say on the 1st of January, I got a payment from January. And in money in, she paid 275 for a code. So here you can see the balance is 455, and you have money in of 275. And let's say on the same grade, I also made the thing of a limited product. So it would be, for example, this one, $30 or 30 euros. Balance here would become 485 for the total balance on my bank account, and 305 in terms of money in that day, or actually in general. So this is how you use this sheet to do your bank statement. What I added at the bottom is for each month, the total money out, the total money in, and the balance. So for each month, you need to know how much you spent, how much you actually received, and in between, like what was the balance? Did you earn more or spend more? I always like to have also the last December numbers. So it's good to have already a starting point and a comparison point. So the way to do it is very simple. In this cell, you're going to add the formula. Sorry, you're going to add the formula. So there's different ways to do it. You can simply put full thumb, and then open the bracket. Then you go and grab what you want to calculate from. So this is all I have for January. And I click and here I have the total, which is here the same total because so far I've put only thing for January. And I'm going to do the same for money in, equal sign, sum, open the bracket. I scroll up to have a look and I grab all the money in from January. I click, and here you are, the money in. And for the balance, I'm going to do the formula with you because it is very, very simple. So this one is equal that minus. And there you go. You have your balance. And if you want it to be automated for the whole row, you want everything to do exactly the same formula. So in this formula, for example, because we are on line 31, it is D31 minus C31, D money out, C money out, D money in. So that's the formula. So I simply click on the corner, grab the cross, go all the way down, release. And of course, for now, it is 0 because there is no amount here. But when I will fill those, it will automatically give me the balance for this month as well. So that is for the bank statement part. Now we're going to move on to bank purchase. So this is where you're going to put all the purchase you made this year. And this sheet has a different function. First, you're going to have per date, how much you spent, and the total for the year here. But just as importantly, for each of them, we're going to put them by category. And it's going to help us at the end of the year as well to determine where we spent most of our money. I think it's always very handy to know where your money goes, actually, in your business or otherwise, but in this case, it's in the business. So the way I do it is I go in my bank statement and I really just grab all of this. I go and here. And I just remove or delete the lines that don't belong here. So the color is gone, so I'm going to put the color back just because I like having colors around. I'm a very visual person. But you can see here, so you have the expenses from your bank statement. You have the total here. And what you can do next is actually copy and paste those amounts where they belong. So for example, here we have a phone bill of 45. I'm going to put it in the phone and you can see here the total is already updating to 45. And Tailwind is a membership I have because it's a tool I pay on a monthly basis. I'm going to paste it in membership. But if you want to create a separate category for it, you can. And you can see here in memberships, I have the 25. So here it is showing dollars, but because I wanted it to be in dollars. But if you want it to in euros or in Swiss francs or in rupees, what you have to do is you go in the cell and you click format, number, and you go all the way down to custom currency. And here you're going to be able to choose from the currency available. So you have the British pound, the US dollars, which is the one that I'm using at the moment, but you also have the euro here and a lot of different currency. Anyway, in my case, I'm going to keep it in dollars at the moment, but it's just to show you. And if you want to change everything at once, for example, I do not want this row to be dollars anymore. I want it to be euros. So I'm going to select it all and press Control, like the bottom one as well. And I go back to Format, Number, some currency, and I'm going to put euros here. I click Apply, and you can see everything is now in euros. So you can modify the whole rows together. You don't need to select them separately and do it separately. So this is for the purchase part. So of course, there's not a lot of rows because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And this is something you're going to do for the whole year. And what I'm going to show you now works for every single table is that actually you can select a bunch of them. And from the side here, that's important, you select them from the side and you right click on them and you can put insert 10 row above, and that is going to add more rows. And that is going to automatically also update the formula here. This way, every month before you start adding your things, you can increase the size of the sheet and you can put without any problems all the purchase of the month, and at the end of the year, all the purchase will be in the same sheet. Okay, so let's move on to the sales tab that is just here. So here I've just put business name, so you can put your business name, whichever it is. And for each, you're going to put the date, the name of your client, the product, the purchase, and here the total price. So I put product 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do not know what you're selling, so it's customizable to what you need. In my case, for example, I sell one-on-one coaching, but I also have a certain amount of digital products. So it's good to always be able to know which are selling the best. So the formula here is pretty simple. It's again just a sum of all the columns. Here I have put that client A purchase for 275 and that I sold also a digital product for 30. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go into the cell and I'm going to paste. And the reason it works is because there is products here that is as if it was money out there. So it is exactly the same size. I do not need to resize anything. I'm just going to add the color again, just because I like the color. Here I have the total amount of sales I made. So client A, I'm going to say is 1-on-one ship. And this one, the digital product, I'm going to say is a ship. And then that column here is one-on-one coaching. So that one is, I'm going to put one cell of 275 for coaching. So here it shows me the number 30. And I can see that so far for the coaching, I earned 275 and for the toolkit, $30. So at the end of the year, it's going to be showing me exactly how much I earned for each of my products, which is always very, very important to have. Okay, so let's move on to the last but not least tab, which is personal expenses of the year. So in this tab here, I just put this here. We are in 2023 at the moment. That's going to be the year. For this, what I did is I put different categories of personal expenses you can have. For example, things around your home like your rent, your bills, internet, if you're buying furniture or appliances, some decoration for the house, but also the daily life like groceries, dining out, drinking out, buying some clothes, some books, etc. For the transport, if you are taking the bus or if you need gas for your car, if you need to pay for taxi fare. Also entertainment, if you buy video games or any kind of games, if you're going to see some shows, if you're taking some classes, going to the gym. Also for your health, did you go to the GP, hospital? Did you buy some medication? And if this month you're going on holidays as well, taking that into account. And also how much money did you send saving? So for each category, there is a simple formula that is telling you the total. So how much in total did you spend for this? And it's simply a dragging of those into the sum. And at the very end, you have a sum of all the different totals here. And it's telling you how much you spent. So to use this sheet, what you need to do is actually you click on the little arrow there and you duplicate. And you're going to rename it. And this one is going to be January. For January, let's say I paid 800 in rent and in bill for my internet accessibility, but I didn't buy anything else. For the groceries in total, I spent 500. I wanted to be frugal, so I only spent 200 euros in takeaway, and I only went for drinks for the equivalent of 100. And I didn't do any other shopping. I renewed my bus ticket and it cost me $10. Yeah, I live in a country where public transport is quick. I bought some games for 45, let's say. I went to the theater and it was 90 for the entry. And I did not go to the zoo, but I took some pottery class for $. I was very healthy, I didn't travel, and I saved, let's say, $100. You can see it tells me at the end that I spent $2,095, that it was in entertainment for 185, 800 for the daily life, and 1,100 for everything related to my home. What is very interesting to do is when you have your personal expenses of the year is to actually go into this one and make a sum of every single month. So usually I do that when I have all of the months done, is that I go into rent, for example, and I type equal sum, opening the bracket, and I go in January, start with, and I put this one, comma, and at the moment I only have the rate I'm going to pay credit. And you can see here that I have $800. So the way to do it is, for example, if I duplicate this one, and I will call this one February. If I add to the formula, for example, next to January, I'm going to put and here I have 1,600 as a result of adding January and February to the formula. And you can do it with everything, your bills, your internet, etc., etc. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it helped you understand better how to manage your finances, both business and personal. If you have any questions regarding the use of this template, please do not hesitate to tell me in the comment. In the description of this video, you're going to find the template available. I'm going to remove all the things I've put there so the template will be empty and ready for your usage. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if it's the case, please give me a like. Let me know in the comments what you would like me to do a tutorial next, and I'll make sure to add it to the list. Also, if you really don't want to miss any of my next videos, please subscribe. Have a wonderful time.